Hello y'all, I miss you guys. Oh my god, I feel like I haven't stayed here in a hot minute, but what's goody? Welcome to another story time. Today we're gonna be talking about the time I was friends with a DV victim. Now, I'm gonna say this swinging from the gate, big trigger warning. If you've went through something like this, I am very sorry. However, we are going to be talking more so about mental and emotional DV. It does not make it less of an issue. It does not mean it is less important. However, there's a lot of you guys who have went through that and either don't talk about it or do not know it. And that is the case of this story that I'm going to be talking about. I had to debate for a very long time if I was going to make this story. And mainly because this is largely someone else's story, and the only reason I decided to do it was one, because I know it's going to help a lot of you guys, and two, the way that this person, or I guess this person's husband, treated me and my family afterward ties into a lot of what was going on with my parents and why they moved. And this person's going around talking shit about me, and I know this video is gonna come in handy. Eventually, I'm going to have to answer some questions, and I don't want to have to walk back and explain everything that happened from my perspective. And also, I want people to understand that emotional and mental abuse and all of that is extremely important to talk about. It is very serious, especially in the Haitian community or in foreign cultures, because a lot of people think, oh well, they're not putting hands on you, it's not that deep. Ladies, especially for my Christian woman, my Muslim woman, stop this nonsense of the Lord, Allah, or whoever your higher spiritual counsel is wants me to stay in this marriage. So I will take whatever it is that my husband or my wife is throwing at me, specifically because I do not believe in divorce. I don't want the church to look at me a specific type of way. It is damaging to yourself. It is damaging to your family. It is damaging to your children. Stop staying in situations because of, appearances. This was mental Olympics. A lot of the times when I was coming to The Mafia Speaks very late, a lot of you guys can attest to that. When The Mafia Speaks was on my main channel, it was because I was with this family playing referee. A lot of the times where you guys saw that I was really stressed, or when I was on my story with children, you guys like, yo, whose kids are those? I was with this family. A lot of the times where I would be like, oh guys, I'll tell you guys later about it was about this family. Do not think I'm just telling you guys this story for tea. Do not think I'm telling this story out of malice, or I'm just telling this story for my own personal gain. I really want you guys to, one, get something out of this for yourselves if you're going through something similar, or if you know someone going through something similar. And I also really want you guys to understand being treated like this is not okay. It's really not. And of course, if someone is out there running their mouth about me, I'm gonna have to send them this video and be like, no. This is what really happened. Okay, this is what really happened. And my parents really had to put these people in their place, because y'all, it got really bad. Now, just to let you guys know, this video is gonna be pretty long, I'm very sure, and it's gonna be in 2 parts. Don't worry, you guys are not gonna have to wait too long, because I'm most likely gonna film 2 parts today. I'm gonna have my editor most likely edit both parts, but of course, before we get started, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash everybody that can help a sister out. Please make sure you guys peek the description box so you guys can check out all the things that you guys consistently ask me about down below in the comment section. I also do have 2 other channels if you are new here. My main channel is mainly entertainment based, and I have a Haitian channel that deals with Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. If you guys are interested in growing your YouTube channels or are interested in social media help for your businesses or your personal brand, you guys can feel free to schedule a 30-minute, 1 hour, or 2 hour consultation with my business, Media Hustle. I also have a planner that you guys can buy on Amazon. So we out here, we out here. And also feel free to join the Patreon for more support. I'm also going to be opening all the tiers up on every single one of my channels because I understand there's a lot of people that just don't want to join a whole nother website, download a whole nother app. So if you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to join for, like what you guys want me to offer, what's really cool about the tiers is you guys can have your own little emojis when you comment and things like that, and you guys can support the specific channel that you guys want to support. So stay tuned for that. And of course, follow me on Instagram. It's always on the screen. I don't know what you guys are doing, but y'all come on here. Y'all make me disappointed. It's right there. It's right there. So we're gonna have to take it back all the way to when I was a little girl. It's like, no, I wasn't a little girl, y'all. But let's take it back to all the way when I was living at my parents' house in the hood in Elizabeth on J Park, all right? Shout outs to J Park, how you doing, right? So we're gonna have to give these people fake names, but real fake names, because we don't want anyone figuring out who these people are, because I can't even give them initials, because giving them initials is really gonna make people figure out who they are. So we're gonna name the man, or I guess the husband, Loudmouth. We're gonna name the wife, Penelope. And then we're gonna name the children, Dora and Diego. The best way to do this, because I don't want anyone figuring out who these people are, because there's a lot of people that know who these people are, and it is what it is. So long story short, I am a very extroverted introvert. I am exactly how I am on camera, but at the same time, it depends on who you are. I am a very social person. I warm up to people very quickly, but if I don't want to fuck with you, I ain't gonna fuck with you. But people gravitate towards me very easily. Like, I could literally be in the line in Walmart and people will tell me their whole life story. I don't know what it is about me. And people trust me very easily. People warm up to me very easily. And this was no different with the Loudmouth. Okay, Loudmouth would just come up to me, hey, all damn day, and I'd be like, hi, oh my god, you're so beautiful, thank you, oh my god, da da da, and I'm like, thank you. Like, it was just so fucking annoying. The thing is, I'm not a rude person, but at the same time, you know when I ain't trying to talk to you, but I'm gonna be like, hi, bye. Eventually, I warmed up to Loudmouth. I was like, you know what, you're cool people. Every single time I had heavy things in my hand, or if I needed to do something like hold the door, like if I was walking to the door, he would hold the door for me, things like that. So I was like, you seem cool, you seem nice over there, but thank y'all feel me? So like, eventually I warmed up to him, and he developed a cool relationship with my parents as well. Now keep in mind, him and my parents were the longest lasting tenants in that building. Everybody else was cycling. Like, every couple months people would move in, move out, drug bust, all types of things, other DV victims. I'm talking about like cops coming in and out, people getting bloody battered, had to leave. Like, yo, that building, nuts. Not as bad as 471, because I've talked about 471 on my Haitian channel with the voodoo antics and all of that. But 471 is nice, gentrified, gorgeous now. But like, this building was just ghetto, okay? It was just ghetto. It wasn't like horribly bad, but it was like the tenants were always getting cycled out. So eventually it got to a point where like Loudmouth used to consistently like come into my house and talk to my mom. Now the thing is with my mom is very quiet, and she's very family oriented. She doesn't necessarily have outside friends. She doesn't make a business of having outside friends. However, with Loudmouth, for whatever reason, she was always like cool with Loudmouth. I ain't like that shit. I'm like, why the fuck you always letting Loudmouth in this bitch? Like, like, I was still living over there at the time. Like, so Loudmouth would be in there. Oh, hi, come on here. Hey, oh, hey. And I'm like, sit the fuck down. But get the fuck out. I didn't understand. Like, he was just so loud and so obnoxious. My mom and him developed a really close relationship, and you know, eventually, you know, I would always see him with Diego, which was the little boy. And mind you, at the time, Dora wasn't born yet, okay? So Diego was the oldest little boy that he was always with. Now his wife, what the hell did I name the wife? Child, we gonna have to think of another name for the wife. ADHD's a bitch, y'all. This how y'all know I really have ADHD, because I ain't taking nothing for it, and I really forgot the name of the wife already. It doesn't really matter, because at this point, I've never seen the wife. Never laid eyes on this lady a day in my life to this point. I had known Loudmouth for maybe 4 years, and I never seen the wife. Only seen Diego, only seen Loudmouth. We're gonna develop a name for the wife again when I come to her. I've never seen her. Diego and him just go to the store and come back. I guess they would go get McDonald's and things like that. At one point, I thought it was just him and Diego. It wasn't until my mom be like, yo, you know, I'm always hearing Loudmouth and his wife argue, da-da-da. I'm like, he has a wife? He's like, yeah, he's married. And I'm like, so where you think the kid came from? I don't know, kidnapping, I don't fucking know. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? And then she's like, nah, like he has a whole wife. And see, my mom, she always hears the tea. So she's like, yeah, he got a whole wife. He done stole her. I said, stole her? Like, yeah. And I was like, I don't want to know. She was like, yeah. And the thing is, the way my apartment was structured, his kitchen was my bedroom. So like my bedroom wall was connected to their kitchen wall. And apparently they loved to argue in the kitchen. So you can hear them screaming at each other through my bedroom wall as well as my window. So my mom was right. But the thing is, at this time, this is when I started working in New York and stuff. So I was never home. You guys remember, I could never eat. I was never home. Yeah, I remember that whole story. It never changes because it's a true motherfucking story. I was never eating. I was never home. I was stressed. I was depressed. Rah, 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 rah. We hear it all the time, right? So now I'm just like, that's sad. That's crazy. Not my business. I don't really like Loudmouth. That's sad. He's so goddamn loud. That's probably why she always screaming at him. So fast forward. Now I meet the wife. We're gonna give her a nice name because I actually like her. I don't have a problem with her. So we're gonna call her, this is so sad I already forgot her name. I really need to take something for this ADHD. Miranda. I meet the wife, Miranda. And Miranda is pregnant, but apparently Miranda didn't know she was pregnant. So if y'all know anything about women and pregnancies, I know there's a lot of people that's gonna be like, how you pregnant? Y'all know you ain't pregnant and you don't know nothing about women and pregnancies. It's very much possible to be pregnant and not know it. Okay, it happens all the time. There was a whole show called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant on TLC. Okay, it's a real thing. I was just like, oh shit, like that's crazy. So she ended up having Dora. And if you know anything about me, I love children. I love babies, even though I'm the demon I am. But I went to go see the baby, and me and Miranda ended up being extremely close. I used to go see this baby. I used to go play with the baby. I'd bring the baby things here and there. Like I just love babies. That's just me. Okay, I guess I'm Sumun as they say, but like it wasn't too much. I would just go see her here and there. And I was like, that's some weird shit. How the fuck you live like right there for me and I never see you? But I never questioned it. But you guys are gonna we're gonna get into it. So you know, we would chop it up here and there. I'm like, you know, how are you? You know, of course, because you know, postpartum depression is a bitch or whatever. So I was really more so watching for those signs. Especially because you know, in the Haitian community, I don't even think they have a word for postpartum depression. They probably really do. Comment down below if they do. Because I just found out the word for psychiatrist, which is a sesh, or I think that's more so psychologist. But I didn't even know. So it's crazy. So I was more so looking for that, looking out for her and making sure she was okay. So I would see her here and there every time I would. This is by the time I already moved out, right? So I would go see my parents, and you know, every time I would be leaving, Miranda and a Loudmouth would call me, and they'd be like, "Oh, come see the baby," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, let me go see the baby." Go see the baby. Hi, baby. Now, eventually, it got to a point where like I would go to my parents' house, sit, chill for a couple hours, and they would come banging on the door for me to go see the kids. And I'm like, oh my fucking goodness, this is getting a lot. I already have adoptive children, okay? I have my godson and his siblings. Now I practically have Diego and Dora. But the thing is, like I said, I love kids. The thing is with Diego though, I'm not gonna lie, I think Diego might have like a cognitive issue. He doesn't really talk, but he's also pretty shy, so I thought that's what it was. But he also has like, I can't say that because then people are gonna really figure out who I'm talking about, but I really feel like he does have a cognitive problem. So it took him a long time to kind of warm up to me. So I'm like, Diego don't even like talking to me. So what y'all want me to come see Diego for? I mean, I'll go see Dora, but damn, Diego don't even like me. I don't think he liked me, you know? So eventually Diego warmed up, you know, and I was like, all right, this is cool. I went to go see Dora, of course, per usual. And then it got to a point where it was like insane. It was like, I could not go see my parents without going to see Diego, Dora, Miranda, and Loudmouth. I think you guys are using the kids as a cover for me to go see you guys, okay? Please keep that in mind, because now I would have to sneak out, okay? I'd have to literally tiptoe because the stairs are in front of their door. So it's like my parents' house, then it's their house, and then the stairs. So I'd have to every single time I came to my parents' house, my parents now, like it's my mom and my dad, yo, you should go check in on them. They was arguing real bad last time. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, like what y'all y'all want me to say? And they're like, I don't know, bro. Like, something going on in that house. Like, you don't be saying nothing. I'm like, she be telling me some things here and there. Like, you know, like she's sad and stuff. And she would have people die, like, certain family members die and stuff like that. But, like, I didn't think anything of it. So, I'm telling y'all, I'm more so trying to not go over there because I would have the Mafia Speaks sessions. And the thing is, my the Mafia Speaks, I believe, used to be on Thursdays, right? Thursdays has always been my freest day of the week, no matter how my schedule's been laid out. So like I would always go see my parents on a Thursday thinking, okay, I'll make it back home by 6 o'clock to do the Mafia Speaks. But then they would just go and get me. And you guys are probably like, Yvana, why don't you just stay in your house? No. You know what my parents did? They would sit there and not even my parents, my dad. And keep this in mind. This is important. Okay, my dad. Oh, don't do that. Don't be hiding because they really like you. This the problem. You see, all these people like you, especially in this neighborhood. You're really, really important to these Haitians. They really like how you are and all the things you've been successful at. Don't be hiding from them. Go see them. Keep that shit in mind, my nigga. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. So now I started to willingly go over there and divide my time between my parents and them. And this is when shit started to kick off. You with me? You with me? If you didn't go get your tea, go get your tea. If you didn't go get your snack, go get your snacks. I need a sip of water. I feel like my dad mainly said that because there would be people in the neighborhood that would be like, oh, are you the daughter of blah, blah, blah? Are you the daughter of da 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 da? Is da 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 you're da 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 da? And I'd be like, yeah. And they're like, oh my god, I heard that you this. I heard it. I'm like, yeah. And I would just smile and keep walking. And I don't know if they just expect me to keep saying hi to them or whatever. I'm not gonna do that because I don't know you. And also, I really have bad memory. Like, I don't know if people think I'm just rude. I just have bad memory. I don't remember you. Like, I have to meet you like 2 to 3 times to remember who the fuck you are. And plus, I don't know you like that. You just came up to me like, am I the only one? I don't like the whole Salia thing. I don't like the whole, like, you're not my friend. You're not my friend. You have to literally, like, first of all, in this whole Haitian gremlin thing of Salia, you can Salia me too. Like, you can say hi to me and I'm gonna say hi back. You can be friendly with me, I'm gonna be friendly back. Why I gotta be the one to all up your ass? I don't like that shit. And that's what they want. They want me to be like, I don't like that any fucking way. So, of course, loudmouth continues to be loudmouth. And when it came to Miranda, loved her. So now Miranda starts to divulge information that was quite concerning. So Miranda starts saying that she's very, very sad because all she does is stay cooped up in the house. And I'm like, well, why don't you go outside? And she's like, I'm not allowed to go outside. And I'm like, you're a grown-ass adult. Why don't you go outside? And mind you, me and Miranda are close in age. She has to be like maybe, well, in America apparently, because you know there's an American age and then there's a Haiti age. If y'all not Haitian or you're not foreign, you don't understand, okay? A lot of times when people migrate from America, from other foreign countries, they lower their age. So in America, she said she's like 38 or something like that. It's something like that, I don't know. But she's younger. But she looks younger too. So she said she's not allowed to go outside. And I'm like, who said you're not allowed to go outside? And basically she said that loudmouth gets jealous anytime she goes outside without permission. Loudmouth feels any type of way when she, you know, goes outside and men look at her. And I'm like, what about when you go to work? She's like, oh, I don't go to work. I said, I didn't even notice that. I'm like, why did I not notice that she doesn't go to work? Now the thing is, of course, they're stay-at-home wives, right? So I thought she was just a stay-at-home mother. And understand, being a stay-at-home mother is a job within itself. But I thought maybe she worked at night. Maybe she worked early in the morning and I just didn't catch her really. I didn't know that she didn't work against her will, okay? Because now she starts saying, oh, he doesn't want me to work because he says that the men are gonna try to holla at me. Come again? I said, wait, he doesn't want you to work because he thinks the men are gonna try to holler at you? What am I listening to right now? Like, I was so perplexed. Like, y'all, I was so confused. Like, at this point, I didn't know what to say to her. I just let her talk. So now she starts telling me about how the people in her church tried to help her get a job. Shut that down immediately. Made her cut off those friends. Pastor tried to help her get a job. Cursed out the pastor. And he doesn't even go to church anymore. Anyone that has helped her try to get a job, shut that shit down immediately. And I'm just like, that's toxic and that's problematic. I'm like, you actually want to work? She's like, yeah, I really want to work. Especially now that I just had Dora, like, I really want to work. Like, it really sucks being, you know, in this house all the time. All I do is go pick up the kids. I'm like, oh yeah, and of course, you know, you do the grocery shopping and stuff like that. And he's like, oh no, I'm not allowed to do the grocery shopping. What the fuck are you allowed to do? I'm like, hey yo, why can't you do the grocery shopping? Oh, he doesn't trust me with the money. He doesn't trust me with the card. Y'all, at this point, I did not know what to say. I did not know what to think. I did not know what to feel. There's nothing I can do. And of course, Loudmouth's not there. Loudmouth is at work. So she's telling me all of this, and clearly she is sad. And every time that she's telling me these things, most of the time when she's divulging this type of information to me, it's when someone has passed away. And she wants to go to a funeral of some sorts, or she wants to go pay her respects, but he won't let her. He's the one that's sending money over to wherever on her behalf. I'm gonna get to that too, because it gets real messy. So you guys are probably like, okay, what's the big deal? You know, he's the one providing everything that she wants. It is what it is. But if someone wants to work, if someone wants to do something, they should be able to do it. It's really controlling, fucked up, and ridiculous to not let someone do what they want to do, all because you want to control them. I can't really stress that enough. That's really fucking ridiculous and asinine in every sense of the word. And on top of that, it gets to a point where things just spin out of control, and she didn't even go to like her own mother's funeral. That's how bad the control got. No one sees this woman except for church, okay? And I'm very surprised she's even allowed to go to church. That's how bad it is. She can't do anything. Okay, so I just have to clarify right here. When it came to Loudmouth, he had one of those personalities that was very like vivacious, very loud. So when it came to my parents telling me he was constantly arguing with his wife, he was always, you know, degrading her and things like that, the main reason I didn't necessarily believe it is to the outside world, he did not have that type of personality. He did not necessarily act like that. Like if you saw him and you interacted with him, you would not believe it. When I would tell other people, or like when other people would hear it through their door, they would not believe it. And to this day, when I tell other people, they do not believe it, because like he does not perceive, like he does not put out that type of personality to the world. So it's just really crazy. All right, it really is. And it wasn't until like I saw it for myself and I was like, oh my God, like you really do act like this, that I was like, oh shit, like I can't believe what the fuck I'm seeing. Like I had to really watch this shit unfold and saw him like really acting like that towards her in my face. For a very long time, he did not like literally go off on her in my face until like later on, when he really started to get really, really comfortable, and when he really, really started to get really upset with her. But like for a long time, he kept up the facade. Okay, like he treated her like, I guess, better outside, but behind closed doors and in front of other people, he did not treat her poorly. My mom also kept some things for me, like when it came to the job thing. So my mom has a job that's constantly hiring, and she also tried to get her a job at one point, and basically Loudmouth came at her. Honestly, it wasn't disrespectful like the others. However, like she was like, yeah, you know, she doesn't want to work. Oh, you know, she can't work. You know, like he's a very manipulative dude. And I'm shocked my mom really kept that from me for a very long time. My mom usually keeps a lot of things from me though. Even though she's very open, she keeps a lot of things from me. But it was interesting because like she told me that like towards the bitter end, like, yeah, I tried to get her a job and that's what he said to me. So it was interesting because she was like, yeah, you know, no, you told me she the one that don't want to work. But I mean, it's interesting because she definitely came to my mom for a job. So at first I thought, okay, maybe she's over exaggerating. Okay, at first I was like, it's probably not that deep. And then I looked at my mom and I was like, maybe I should tell her, because she's another adult. Maybe she could kind of talk to her and gauge whether I'm overreacting in my mind. And I told my mom, and my mom was like, yeah, that's sounds about accurate. I believe, you know, Miranda told me something like that too. I mean, I guess that's just how he is, but I believe he told me that she the one that don't want to work. And I'm like, she the one that don't want to work? And she's like, yeah, that's what he told me. And I'm like, okay. So now we move on to the portion of the story where they would start arguing in front of me, but the argument seemed very play, hee hee ha ha, like they weren't intense. Like it would be like, yo, Yvana, this is what my wife did last week. I need you to back me up, yo. Like you ain't come last Thursday. This was hilarious, yo. Like this what she did. And then Miranda would be like, no, Loudmouth did this, ha ha ha. Like it would be on some play stuff, right? Like, and I'm telling you this right now, when it comes to relationship things, whether we'll talk about this situation or any of my close friends situations, if you come to me about your relationships, especially when it's something this type of toxic, even though in this type of situation, I didn't know whether to gauge if it was that deep. But when we're talking about like when people are on this type of wave of, oh, I can't stand my boyfriend, my girlfriend is a hoe, my boyfriend, I just can't anymore. My advice is always gonna be to leave. I don't necessarily give relationship advice because I know that the person's more than likely not gonna listen to me, and there's nothing I can really say about it. I believe if you have relationship problems with someone, you need to go talk to the person that you're with about your relationship issues. You should not be going outside of your relationship to talk to other people about your relationship problems. That's just my personal opinion about it. Even with me, none of my friends or anybody could ever say they know anything about me and my man, point blank period. The only way you'll see me talking about my man to anybody is if it's over or on the brink of being over, because that's the only time you should be talking about your relationship to anybody is when it's done. Because when you're sitting there and you're asking for input about your relationship to other people, you're one, creating problems because people are going to automatically think ill about the person that you're with, and two, you're literally going to sit there and create so many different opinions about that person in other people's heads. Okay, they're gonna sit there and think, oh, this person either like they don't know who they want to be with, they hate this person, and more than likely they're just gonna tell you to leave this person, and now you have all these different opinions about the person you're with and you're second doubting yourself. No, deal with the person you're with, not other people. They're not in your relationship. They don't know that person as much as you do. I just don't deal with it, right? So all these times they're having these little hilarious arguments, I'm just sitting there like, really? For real? Laughing in French, okay? Because there's nothing for me to do. I'm on my phone the entire time, like, just shut the fuck up. Like, there's nothing for me to really say. Like, I don't know what they want me to say at this point. This would happen on numerous occasions. Sometimes my mom would pop up into the conversation, and literally she would even sit there. No one ever intervened in any of these conversations, mainly because Loudmouth is the type of person, if you even try to interject or try to even be on Miranda's side, he would start getting upset. He would try to rebuttal. Like, it would just be a debate for the gods, okay? And don't nobody got time for that. Don't nobody give a fuck. And I would have to go home anyway, so don't care. Okay, so he's doing this whole situation. She's doing this whole situation when they arguing in front of me. All right, cool. And again, it wasn't that serious, but of course they would still argue behind the scenes when no one was there. My mom's still hearing it through the wall. My dad's still hearing it through the wall. They would tell me to go check in on her. She's still divulging the same information. Yeah, he's doing this, he's doing that, da 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 da. Now, there were certain times where I believe I didn't come for like longer spans of time, and I believe these were times where my parents were pissing me the hell off, or like certain times when my cousin was pissing me the hell off. I don't remember what it was, but I know there was longer spans of times where I didn't go see my parents. It also could have been the span of COVID as well. I'm not sure what it was. I hope my face don't look crazy because I've been itching my eye. But anyways, so now we head into shit started to go left. One day they knocked on my parents' door and they wanted me to set up Miranda's new phone. Personally, I didn't understand why they wanted me to set up Miranda's new phone. First of all, Diego's like, what, 9, 10? Don't these kids learn how to use phones by the time they're like 2.5? Second, Loudmouth, you act like you know how to do everything and you act like you are the jack of all fucking trades. Why can't you set up your wife's new phone? So whatever. I set up the phone, I put a password on it, whatever the case may be, and I gave it back to them, and that was that. So the following week, I went to go see them or whatever, and of course, Loudmouth wasn't there. It was just me and Miranda, Diego, and Pandora. So she's like, oh, do you want to know what happened to my other phone? I was like, I mean, no, but since you're gonna tell me anyways, what happened to your last phone, Miranda? She's like, well, Loudmouth broke it with a hammer. Run that back, Turbo. I said he broke it with a hammer. She was like, yeah, he broke it with a hammer because we got into an argument. I said, why in the hell did he? Do you understand how problematic that is? I was like, that's really scary and that's fucked up. Why would he break the phone? Like, didn't he buy the phone, so he's wasting his own money, throwing his own money in the garbage? And she's like, yeah, we got into a really bad argument and he broke the phone into a million pieces. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, like I was speechless. And this is literally the first time I've ever heard him doing anything like that or anything like that to her. And clearly she was stressed out. So I was like, okay, well, at least he bought you a new phone. She was like, oh no, I bought my new phone. What did I say, y'all? She ain't got no job. So I said, you don't have a job. How did you get this new phone with no job? She said her and her cousin went to the store and they got a new phone for her. While she was in the store, a great Samaritan put her on their phone plan and put up the money for the phone. She only had a couple $100s. Where she get the couple $100? I have no fucking idea. I don't know. And paid for the phone. Bon Dieu. Yeah, I said the phone no point. God bought me the phone. Y'all, you can't make this shit up. I said, hold the fuck up. I said, hold the phone. Hold the phone. I've heard a lot of bullshit in my life. And girl, you the homie. You my friend and all. But you're telling me you went... you went to the phone store and a great Samaritan was right there and said, hey little nigga, I see you don't have enough to buy the phone that you like. Let me put you on the phone plan and buy the rest of the phone for you. No problem, I got it. My nigga, do you think I'm stupid? Even God don't believe that shit. You going to hell for that. Don't you lie on God. I'm blessed and highly favored. Don't you lie to me. I was like, what? I looked at her like, who do you think you're lying to? I laughed at her face, y'all. Like, I laughed just like this. Like, I laughed for 20 minutes straight. Tears were coming out my eyes. I think even snot was coming through my nose. Like, I laughed so hard. She's like, why are you laughing? I'm so serious. I'm so serious. God bought me the phone. God did not buy you the phone. Now, when you're ready to tell me the truth, I'll be right here. Like, let me know, like, seriously, who bought you the phone? God bought me the phone. And he can't break this one because God got me the phone. Oh, I love my people, guys. I love my fucking people because what? I was just like, yeah, I don't believe you. You need more people. Kanye voice. This does not make sense. I was like, okay, God did not get you that phone. Okay, this is 2022. We're not in Jerusalem. I'm gonna need you to tell the truth because I know damn well your husband don't believe that. If I don't believe it, I know damn well your husband don't believe it. So you're gonna need to tell the truth about where you got the phone, or at least where you got the funds to purchase the phone, because this is not adding up and it does not look good. It does not look good at all. And wow, like the fact that he broke the phone is problematic. The fact that you got a new phone so damn quickly, and it was a, y'all, when I'm talking, it was like the new Samsung phone at the time with the 4 cameras on the back. It was like $1,000 phone. Like it was more than, I think it was like a $1,200 phone at the time. A great Samaritan bought that phone. I gotta go. I gotta go fly a rocket ship because apparently a good Samaritan bought you a $1,200 phone. Goodbye, girl. So eventually I'm thinking, I actually forgot about the whole ordeal. I was like, you know what, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. You know, it's not gonna be that serious. That, you know, of course it's gonna be that serious, Yvana. What the fuck was I thinking? So now the ante gets amped up, right? So now my parents are telling me the arguments are getting like really bad. Like the arguments are nonstop, morning, noon, and night throughout the entire day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really gonna try to avoid going there for real because I don't want to deal with this shit. But of course, eventually, as I'm trying to sneak away, they call me in there and I'm like, oh, I was just about to come see you. I just had to go check the mail. I was coming right back up. It's like, oh, okay, come. And this time, Loudmouth is there and I'm like, fuck. Like I would try to be there like before 5 because of course my lives would be at 6. And that's the time he would be there like 5:30. So I was like, shit. I would try to go see her at like 3, leave at like 6. So then, you know, like, but there'd be times he would catch me or sometimes he'd be home early or didn't go to work that day. So this particular time he caught me. I think he just didn't go to work and I'm like, damn. So he caught me and, you know, I go in there and I'm like, yeah, how y'all doing? He's like, yeah, I'm good. You know, ha 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 ha, he you see her new phone? I'm like, yeah, I set it up. You remember? Knocked on my parents' door. Courtesy in a new damn phone. He's like, yeah, guys, he talks like that. Like, he has a loud, like, I can't even do it. Like, I can't. It's just so loud. And he's like, oh, yeah, like, and did you ask her where she got the phone from? I'm like, God gave it her. Listen, that's my friend. I don't enable bad behavior. However, she never told me where she got the phone from. And if that's what she told me, that's what she told me. She told me she got the phone from God, so we stick it to You know what she did? She out here hanging out with people I told her not to hang out with. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Let's get into that real quick. So there's a lady that lived downstairs in the building that's actually related to her and him on different sides of their family. So I guess, don't quote me on it, but the lady is related to his wife on her mom's side and related to him on the dad's side, but I don't think they're related to whatever. Related to them some way. And basically she would always hang out with her. So aside from me, that was her only other friend. And she would always go hang out with her, and sometimes if she had to go buy something real quick at the store, she was allowed to go buy little things at the store for food purposes, and she was also allowed to go do laundry. She wasn't allowed to do anything else. She wasn't allowed to work. She wasn't allowed to like go to school. She wasn't allowed to like run errands really. She was allowed to shop sometimes, but like sometimes she would leave Diego and Dora downstairs with these people. So one day I come to my parents' house and my parents is like, yo, Loudmouth called the police on the neighbors downstairs. I said, nigga, what? He's like, yo, they called the police on the neighbors downstairs. I said, why would Loudmouth do that? Yo, I don't know. Yo, go get the tea. Yo, my parents, this is why I say my parents is like my homies, bruh. Like, but they always want me to go get the tea. They always want me to go. I said, why would y'all go get the tea? They're like, nah, you closer. Like, you closer to you go get the tea. I said, I am not going to get the tea. I don't want to be involved no more. This shit is getting out of here. My shit. You go get the tea. Bro, like, it was serious. Like, the cops was here and niggas was crying and shit. I was like, bro, I'm gonna try to leave. So then, go out. I'm trying to sneak out because I don't want to hear anything my parents talk about right now. I don't even want to hear this fucking story. So now I'm trying to sneak out. Loudmouth opens the door. Yvana, where you going? I said, I'm finding out, according to Loudmouth, that this lady and, of course, Miranda are cousins. According to Loudmouth, Miranda would take the money sometimes, like, I guess so, like, so say if he gave her $50 to go shopping for the kids, or like $20 to go get some food for something, like, she would save the change up here and there. So like $20 here, maybe she only spent 13, keep the 7. $50 there, spend 37 and keep the change or whatever. She would mount it up, and that's the money she would save, and then she took that money to go buy the phone. I don't know how she saved that up to get $1,200, but I mean, it's very much so possible. Whatever. According to Loudmouth, he saw that as scheming and saving money away to escape and leave him. Meanwhile, she just took that money to go buy a new phone when, sir, you broke her fucking phone. Like, how could you see that as scheming and taking it to leave you? She didn't leave you. She took it to buy a motherfucking phone. So anyways, long story short. So now, he saw that she had went down there to go see a lady one day. And I guess after that whole situation happened with the phone, when they had gave it to me to go set it up, he told her, oh, I don't want you to go see that lady downstairs no more, but she went down there anyway. And he called the cops on the lady. The lady said, how the hell you gonna call the cops on me? I didn't even do nothing. But see, this is the thing. This man be thinking he could just call the cops on people. This is something that Loudmouth does. He calls the cops on people when they get them mad. And it's like, you can't just be calling the cops for fun on people. That's just not what the police are here for, okay? So he calls the cops on the lady. The lady starts crying. She can't speak English, okay? She's also Haitian, but she was born in Haiti. She can't speak English. She also has small kids with her. Y'all, it becomes a whole giant fucking mess. So now my parents were telling me that, and I was like, oh my God, the tea is worse than I thought. So I'm like, so he just called the cops on the lady because she wouldn't stop talking to the wife. And mind you, I'm just like, wait, like the way Loudmouth is telling me, he's telling me, oh, she didn't want to stop going down there and they were stealing money from me. They stole money from me to go get her a new phone. That's basically how Loudmouth told me. But that wasn't the real story. So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, oh, damn, that's crazy. Mind you, Miranda's just sitting there like this on her new phone. Well, do you see that's okay, Yvana? Do you see that's right, Yvana? Would you do something like that, Yvana? I was like, no, not necessarily. I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, want to let him know that she already told me he broke the phone with a fucking hammer. So I didn't say nothing like that. Listen, I never, ever reiterated anything that would make him know that she would talk to me about these things. I never ever would say anything that would agitate him and make him go off. I literally was just like, oh, I don't know. Oh, wow. These people are a lot crazier than I thought. Like, why would you call the cops on this lady just because she pissed you off? So, of course, now Miranda is no longer going downstairs. And mind you, she's basically family to both of them. More distant family to him, but a closer family. And honestly, the only family that Miranda had. And I was like, damn. And that was like your only other friend besides me. So now I'm basically the only one allowed in the house. And I'm like the only one talking to her. So now she's really hitting me up. Christmas time rolls around and I buy all the kids gifts because that's how I am. Well, both the kids gifts because that's how I am. I've said it before in one of my recent vlogs. If I'm gonna buy one kid a gift, I'm gonna buy all the kids in the household a gift. I don't care if there's 12 kids in the house. That's just how I am. I do not ever want kids to be without in my presence. I do not care if only one child is my godchild or no kids is my godchild. If I'm going to get one person in a household a gift, everyone's gonna get a gift. That's just how I'm set up. You may not be set up that way, but that's you and I'm me. So now we move on to the pregnancy debacle. She ends up getting pregnant again. Or is your head hurting yet? Oh my goodness. So now asked me to be the godmother of this child. If you guys do not know, I've said it numerous times before, I take being a godmother very seriously. You guys have seen the bond that me and my godson have throughout the years. I posted him on my story, I posted him on my vlog recently. My godson loves me, his sisters love me. I regard him as well as his sisters like my god babies, okay? I love them, they're like my kids, okay? Like, I love being a godmother. I like to be in close proximity of my god kids, and I like the people that I become the godparents to, like their parents, to be stable. I like them to be good people in society. I like them to not have to call me all the time for shit. I like to be the godparent. I want to spoil my kids, and that's about it. I want to be here for birthdays, holidays, and moral, emotional support. Okay, I don't want you to be calling me like, oh, the kid needs chicken shack. I don't got time for that shit. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to be a supplemental parent. You be the motherfucking parent, and I'm gonna be here to be the godparent, okay? Like the fairy godmother. That's Yvana, right? So she asked me to be the godparent, and I was so fucking happy because I was like, oh my god, yeah! Like, I was so fucking happy. Like, I was so happy. But one thing about my current godson, like Layton is so possessive. Like, I told Layton about me having a godchild, and Layton was like, did I not tell you you are not to have any other god kids except me? Like, yo, Layton said no. Like, Layton was like, for what? You're not having a god kid. I don't feel it. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't feel the kid. I don't sense it. And I was like, what do you mean you don't sense it? He was like, you're not having a god kid. I was like, I feel like you're just jealous. He's like, have it your way. Like, literally, that's what he said to me. And keep that in mind. It is important for the rest of the story. Oh my god. It is important for the rest. Like, you guys are gonna have a field day with this story. But mind you, every day, he sits there like, when are you and your boyfriend getting married? When are you gonna have your own kids? But then again, if your kids start bragging about you, me and that kid gonna have a problem. But with this one, he was just like, you not gonna have a god kid. She asks me to be the godmother of this kid. We preparing, we happy. And just to let you guys know, because I know I didn't mention it, she's a heavier set woman. So of course, you know, I'm thinking her belly's getting bigger. We're talking about this baby. I'm saying I really think it's going to be another girl. She's thinking it's going to be a boy. We're all speculating, okay? Like, everything is good in the hood. So now we move on to my mom. Okay, now my mom comes up to me. She's like, you know, I was walking home from work, and one of Miranda's family members came up to me, and they told me that Miranda's not pregnant. Her stomach just has an issue, and it just doesn't go down. So if you guys are not aware, like, you know, there's a lot of women that get pregnant, you know, over and over again, because she has other kids in Haiti, by the way. I'm gonna get into, probably in part 2, she has other kids in Haiti. So, like, her stomach just hasn't went down. So there was like, oh, they came up to my mom, and was like, oh, you live, your neighbors with Loudmouth and Miranda? My mom was like, yeah. And it was like, oh, you see her stomach lately? Mom was like, yeah. It was like, she not pregnant. I hope y'all don't think she's pregnant. She not pregnant. Her stomach just messed up. So just thought I'd let you know. Swear to God. And I looked at my mom like, don't tell me that. She was like, swear to God, that's what they told me. So I'm like, Don't tell me Leighton was telling the truth. Don't tell me Leighton was telling the truth. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, Leighton, I saw him on Christmas and he told me I wasn't having a godchild. I was like, yeah. She told me about the news in about February. So yeah, it was sometime after my birthday. My birthday's in January. She told me about the news in February. I saw Leighton in December. So I was just like, what? Okay guys, so slight mistake here. I did see Leighton on Christmas, but I also saw Leighton in March-ish, towards the end of February, after I had learned the news. So I had to basically correct that for you guys. And yeah, it was very weird because he told me like, yeah, you don't have a god kid. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's very interesting because when all of this was taking place, like I was so excited and I really didn't think to ask for proof or anything because like, who am I to be like, oh, prove to me, like, where's the test? And clearly, as I'm going to say, or I already said, depending on when this is placed, like, yeah, she's the type of person, she doesn't take tests or anything. And she's already reiterated to me that, you know, she doesn't take tests. And she's one of those people that, like, when she does take tests or even when she takes a blood test, her pregnancies don't necessarily, like, show up in tests. So I just had no reason to think that she would lie to me about anything like that. What's very interesting about this is children's spiritual connection to other children that are not even born yet, because my godson said, yeah, you're not having a child. Like, you're not having no godchild. Like, I don't know what the fuck you think this is. Like, I was like, wait, like, don't say that to me. Like, I was so heartbroken. And to this day, I'm very, very hurt by the situation. But you guys are going to see how this all unfolds. It's ridiculous. When it comes to Miranda, she don't take pregnancy tests. She wanted to know, she don't take pregnancy tests. She just feels that she's pregnant. And she said that every single time she's gone to doctors, when it comes to pregnancies, they told her she wasn't pregnant and she had a baby. That's the same thing that happened with Dora. As you guys heard, she didn't know she was pregnant with Dora. Baby just kind of came. They kept telling her she wasn't pregnant, and then she just had Dora. So I didn't feel like it was too far-fetched, for real. Like, I didn't think it was weird. I didn't think it was off. So I was like, oh, okay, like, yay, like, you know, so I was like, you know what, y'all lying. I was like, don't be going around, you know, saying that, like, you know, like, she's fine, and mind you, it was still early at the time, so I was like, you know, it's good in the hood. Like, I'm happy for my godchild that I'm gonna be having and inspecting. Everything starts to get real bad in part 2, so make sure you guys stay tuned, subscribe, and double tap those notification bells. Peep the description box, join the Patreon or the memberships depending on if they are open right now. Follow me on Instagram for updates, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.